Welcome to Body Sculpt of New York, 6 Weeks to Fitness podcast, where we hope to inform, motivate, encourage, and inspire you towards living a healthier lifestyle. And now, here's your host, the president of Body Sculpt of New York, Vince Ferguson.
Hi, I'm Vince Ferguson. Welcome to 6 Weeks to Fitness, episode 195. Thank you so much for joining me today. Theresa Wells is a native of San Diego, California, my favorite city. She's also the owner of Tone at Home Fitness and in-home personal concierge support that also provides online health and wellness programs. Her programs are designed for men and women who were formerly fit but now seeking to get back to living successfully fit lives. This includes integrative fitness and nutrition programs for those who haven't quite been able to get back to their peak athletic performance because of lingering COVID-19 symptoms or other illnesses that may have caused or triggered dormant health issues. But fortunately, joining me today to discuss the work that her company is doing to help families get their lives back after COVID and her Build a Better You fitness and nutrition program. Let's welcome Theresa Wells. Theresa, how are you today?
Hello, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming back on my show today.
Thank you for having me back.
My pleasure. I was been about I think you were on my show 5 years ago.
Yeah, around that time.
5 years ago. We were all both kids then.
Yes, very young kids.
Very young kids. But this is great. But how has things been for you with your business and all since we last spoke?
Oh, wow. Things have really moved along. First started very slowly. I was at the time from when we first did our interview about 5 years or so ago up to recent working for San Diego Unified School District as a secondary school counselor. But since our first conversation podcast, I have resigned. I resigned end of January this year of 2022. It's been a long time coming. You know how you just keep going to things and you just feel like a robot and you're going because you need a paycheck?
Yes, I do know what that means.
But yeah, that's pretty much what it was turning into. My heart for the children is still there, but I think I mentally left.
Yes.
And then since we last talked, I did move. I relocated to another city. Outside of San Diego. Yes, I did.
What city?
I'm in Marietta.
Marietta.
Yeah, Inland Empire area of where I'm at. I'm put this way, I'm closer to Los Angeles, so we have a bit of the traffic out here all the time.
Yes.
But, so that commute actually was taking me like 90 minutes in the morning without traffic, and sometimes 3.5 hours to get home in the afternoon because traffic out this way builds up around 1 o'clock, and me leaving work at 2:45, 3. Yeah, and it was causing me too many health problems.
Yes.
Yeah. Last time I remember, I had the bad car accident, and I actually healed over time and was doing better, but then things start worsening again. So my spine is degenerating a little bit, and then the commute back and forth. Put it this way, long story short, with that, the drive was too long for the body, and it was too long to be dealing with toxic environments.
Yes.
And a school system that's threw everybody back into work and families back into school without a plan.
Right.
And so just looking at everything that was going on in the schools, and particularly the school district I was working in, and the site where I was, I'm like, enough is enough. And what I realized, what I already knew, but when you're in there working in it and you're not outside of it, it's kind of oblivious to you, even though you know. And what that is that there is no job on this planet worth your mental and physical health. Yes. If it's to the point where you are breaking down mentally and physically, it's time to go. It's time to go. And that's just where I was with it. And so I had already planned to resign at end of March. At the end of this month.
Yes.
But because of all the roadblocks, restrictions, and the things and the politics in the schools, yes, I said, you know what? What's the difference between resigning at the end of March and resigning at the end of January, other than a couple months difference? Because it's still going to be the same situation. So I turned in my resignation. and said, I'm doing my business full-time. Tone at Home Fitness will be a full-time entrepreneur endeavor.
Whoa, amazing. It took a lot of strength, confidence, and faith to step out on your own like this, though, correct?
It did. And people were like, aren't you scared because you just bought a house? Because I've only been in my house since January last year. So it's like, well, what about your mortgage? I'm like, what about it? It's not going away.
It's not cool.
I just look, and a lot of some people know this name and some people don't, and they look at me crazy when I say it sometimes. But I'm like Les Brown says, you got to stay hungry.
Gotta stay hungry.
Stay hungry. One thing I don't want to be is literally hungry.
Yeah, well, true. Wow. Well, I commend you for that, because I know that last time we spoke, Tone at Home, plus you're doing your career thing, and again, you love the kids, but sometimes you got to step out. You can't help anyone else if you can't help yourself. So good for you. So you have less stress.
Yes.
Less mental stress. We don't want the financial stress either.
No, we're working on that.
You're working on that. Okay, so great. So tell me more about Tone at Home Fitness. You're training clients at home, correct?
Yes. So what it is Tone at Home Fitness is a concierge service where I go to people's homes and do in-home personal training, or sometimes outdoors, because sometimes people are like, I don't want you in my house. And I understand, because sometimes I don't want people in my house.
Yeah.
So we'll go to their neighborhood park or beach, wherever they want to go. And a lot of times some people are like, oh, we can go in my backyard, or they may have an area already set up, so I don't have to instruct them on that. And so we can do that, but it's in-home personal training. I do go to my clients. I do open up a portion of my home, my garage area. So if they rather come or more comfortable with coming to me, that's fine as well. I also have online programs.
Nice.
Also, that way I can service people out of a different city, a different state. Yes. I have 2 clients that both live in Los Angeles, and we do all our personal training and accountability check-ins on Zoom.
Yes.
Yeah, so I offer the opportunity for everyone to be involved in leading a healthy lifestyle and getting their fitness on track.
Do you also, I know you say you do the personal fitness training in-home and virtual. What about groups? Can you train groups online as well? Do you do that? I know you're certified in Zumba and boot camp and stuff like that.
Yes, I have my license for Zumba and Strong Nation. They used to be Strong by Zumba, then they changed the name to Strong Nation. Nice. And sometimes people get scared of that class. I find it.
It's Strong Nation, they're like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's heavy, because during taking the training for it, I think I changed 3 times, and I was like, how am I going to drive home? I'm gonna sleep drive. But that's after all day training of learning how to do the instruction. But yeah, so I have my license and certifications, personal training, group fitness instruction, Zumba, Strong Nation. I'm also completing my certification with Precision Nutrition for nutrition coaching.
Nice.
So I started offering nutrition coaching last year, but it was more teaching people how to meal prep, making sure they have the right tools in their kitchen. Their kitchen was set up with things that they need to make it happen. Did an instructional video for that. And then since I started getting people asking me about eating, or as I'm training them, they're not really hitting the goals that they want. And after talking to them and doing accountability check-ins and finding what's going on, even though I know what it was, but they need to say it out loud to hear it.
Yes.
To know is that they weren't eating the way they're supposed to. They're going and eating junk, whether it was just on the weekends or a couple of days during the week, but their macros were not in balance. Mm-hmm. They didn't know how to eat. Their thing is, well, I know what a vegetable is. I can grab some vegetables. But there's a lot of other factors that play into it. So I decided to go ahead and get my nutrition certification. Wow. So that I can offer another service. So what I did with that is I just combined a fitness and nutrition package together.
Yes.
So that they get a nutrition plan. I'm walking it through it. We're going through the packet. I'm teaching them how to use it, how to read it. We're doing once a week accountability check-ins on Zoom. And then they have their personal training days where they're working out with me 2 to 3 days a week. And that's something that can be done as a group or as an individual. It just depends on what people want. So I'm more of, how can I help you?
Right. So who are your ideal clients?
My ideal clients would be those who were previously fit, looking to get fit again. Maybe they fell off a little bit, all of us were isolated during COVID, and sometimes there's a lot of people that were already isolated pre-COVID. Um, it just depends on their type of career, because all this online stuff has been here for at least a decade before COVID, but nobody used it, didn't want to, afraid of technology, didn't know anything about it. And
Yes.
then when we were forced to stay at home, people started discovering, oh, I can do this, but then didn't want to learn how to do it. So it's kind of a tug of war. But then
Right.
you were put in a situation where you had no choice in order to keep your job. So you were even doing, Zoom meetings, or, your Microsoft, those meetings over there. So just people getting used to technology and things like that. Like, I'm starting a program, Build a Better You fitness and nutrition program.
Yes.
That will be completely online. It's about a 3-month program with 10-step proven strategies to get you fit. So I'm doing that for those. And because I'm a distance runner, a marathoner, my heart is always going to be going towards my running peeps, the running crowd, whether it's Black Girls Run, National Black Marathoners Association, Half Fanatics, and all those. I'm doing more of an integrative health type of thing, to where if people unfortunately did end up with COVID and still have lingering symptoms going on and can't get back to the fitness level, or struggling to get back to the fitness level that they were at, I'm opening the doors for people who are in that situation. I'm opening the doors for those who may have like, you know what, I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of looking this way. I want to fit in my jeans or get back into that pencil skirt. A guy saying, I want to get off this medication. I want to look good in my suit. I got this tailored suit I can't get in no more, and it's time for me to get back in it. So those are my ideal clients, those who are in the midst of discovering their why. They want to look good. They may be coming off out of a divorce and like, you know what, I'm ready to get back on the market. It's time for me to tone up, to lose some weight, to feel better. And, let's face it, and we're all vain. I catch myself walking in front of the mirror after doing squats, wanting to my butt get bigger in 5 minutes. So did the fat leave and the muscle come in 5 minutes? And so just because you're a personal trainer or a group fitness instructor, it doesn't mean you don't do the same things everybody else does, or that we don't mess up from time to time. So, I'm about a whole person approach. That's why I said anyone who's looking to get back in shape, wanting to learn how to stay in shape, lead a healthy lifestyle. And the goal is for you to eventually learn how to do all this on your own and not always have to have a trainer or a nutrition coach, but to at least have someone you can go to when you have questions, when you have concerns, when you're feeling a little off, whether you're still working with them or not.
And that the program is called Build a Better You Fitness and Nutrition Program. And how long did you say it was? How long is the program?
3 months.
3 months. And how many days a week?
Right now, what we're looking at with the days a week is probably, because you're logging on and you're going through the program, but the days a week for the accountability piece would be once a week with me on Zoom for the accountability check-in, because you can't just have a nutrition plan and not have anyone to talk to about it, walk you through it, have support accountability partners. Then what I want to do is I'm setting up a virtual community. It'll be what I'm thinking now is like a private, it's private closed groups on Facebook that are just for the I like to call them Tone at Home Fitness family members.
Yes.
It's only for them, for that Build a Better You fitness and nutrition program, where they go to that page and they can bounce questions off of each other. They can leave a question for me. They can find, their accountability partners in there. I'm about building relationships and friendships. I want people to feel safe. I want them to know it's okay to open up and share. So I want a place where it's only them in there. They're the only group that allowed, into that part of the platform. And you never know, they might live in the same area, can meet up somewhere and do a workout together.
Very true. I like how you said build a community.
Yeah,
And again, a private Facebook community. So not anyone can just go in there. You have to be a member of the group.
exactly.
To even
Exactly.
share and to see what you're sharing, you have to be a member of the group as well. See each
Right.
other's posts. And I'm saying that because I know it reminds me of a friend of mine who's doing something now, not what you're doing, but something similar. And he has a private Facebook group to do it. And it makes sense. And he has like 250 people. And speaking of which, how many people can you accommodate in your program?
Well, what I want to do, because remember, I have a behavior science background, so I
Oh,
never,
yeah.
that never really, because I just resigned from being a school counselor for over 20 years.
It's a part of your DNA.
Yeah, that piece is never going to leave me. So that's why I set up to build a better you fitness and nutrition program to encompass some mental health, because there are a lot of people that's gone through trauma as a child, and then they end up having this adult trauma. Or like I said, people are, even though we're not on lockdown anymore and the mask mandates are starting to come off, some of the vaccine mandates are starting to be lifted,
Yes.
which is in conversation, if I'm understanding correctly, people are still stuck
Yes.
like they're in lockdown.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Right. So we start with that mental health piece. It's more of an integrative, entire you holistic approach.
Wow.
Where it's not, and I'm not a licensed therapist, so we're not getting into anything clinical, but what I'm doing is I'm teaching people how to ease their stress, lower anxiety, and do that through fitness and nutrition and in a healthy way. But it's just like when I was working with the kids in school, which a lot of times led me to working with the teachers. Because people just forget teachers are human and sometimes they're crazy.
Oh, yes, they can be. Yes.
Because they forget, well, if we have other people's children all day and we still have to go home to our own families and nobody thinks to give us a break.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to get batty sometimes. So it's just real life, So I believe it just being open and honest, speaking your truth, living and walking in your truth, not being afraid to be who you are, not be afraid of telling people no is a complete sentence.
Yes.
Knowing, yes, so you don't keep doing things and giving so much of yourself, you don't have anything left for just you, that it's okay to be selfish with your self-care.
Yes.
It's okay to tell your children, leave me alone for 10 minutes, however you want to say it, based on their age, appropriateness, and all that, but leave me alone for 10 minutes. Don't bother me as soon as I set foot in the door. Give me a moment, take my shoes off, hang my coat up, put my things away, let me breathe. And then after I do all that, I can come out and we can talk. So, teaching people that,
boundaries.
And teaching people there's a different types of stress. There's healthy stress and there's bad stress. Just like when eating with nutrition in your gut, that microbiome, there's bad bacteria and there's good bacteria. And so teaching people those things so they can breathe, they can exhale and know that that's okay. So we go through that piece first. Like I said, it's not clinical. It's just learning to understand it's okay to be stressed. It's okay to say you're not okay and not be ashamed of that. And we work through all that, because if you have all those other things going on, you're not attentive to yourself. You're not thinking about working out. You're going to be emotionally drained. You're going to be mentally drained. You're not thinking about eating well, because when you're going through a tough emotional time or tough mental time, you're probably using food as comfort and don't realize it.
Yes.
Or it, but for some reason, your mind is like food. And you may not even be hungry, you're just doing it because it's comfort.
Yes.
So we work through those issues. And like I said, there's 10 phases. So you have your close community, you have one-on-one accountability, check-in with me once a week. And then you also have your group check-in once a week. And then once we move into the physical fitness piece, we transition into that with how nutrition and food help you with your emotional state. Because we start talking about hormones. and how that plays a role, because we're talking about your serotonin, we're talking about your dopamine levels, okay? Then we're talking about hormones that have to do with your eating. That's a whole different, phase of hormones. Then depending on your age is going to play a factor on how more difficult it may be for you to get rid of the weight. And I like to say get rid of the weight, because when you say lose weight, that means you intend on finding it again. We look for things. So we say get rid of the weight.
Yes.
So you're looking at twice a week with me. Everything is on your own, because you have once a week accountability. That's one-on-one. Then you have a once a week accountability check-in as a group.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then if you build bonds and relationships and new friendships in the close Facebook group, that's your third right there. Because like I said, if you find out you live down the street from each other, or maybe no more than 20 minutes away, you guys can meet up and go work out together outdoors at a park, get some of that vitamin D. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Meet
Yes.
for some tea or coffee or something, and just to get to know each other better personally. And you never know, you might meet a lifelong friend, or your husband or wife. I don't know.
Oh, exactly. You never know until you try, put it out there,
Yeah.
And it amazes me, though, during this whole COVID-19 epidemic, that there wasn't enough talk about mental health. There wasn't enough talk about healthy eating, about exercise. They shut down the gyms, but places where people need to go, there wasn't much talk about the sun, vitamin D. So when you come to me now with a program like this, it makes sense. But it's unfortunate that the government wasn't talking more about it while people were going through it, because now so many people have been affected by it, and they want to know, like you said, there's a fear aspect of this. People are still, you may not be locked down, but mentally they're locked down. So now you have to open them up, and that's what you're doing, right? I'm like, how do you do that? Well, you put forth the steps that you're going to take to do it. It's not overnight. It's a process. Right?
It is a process. It is a process. And because it is a brand new program, that's what I'm saying 3 months, because you got to have a 3-month commitment to even start seeing change in anything, not just with fitness, because what I'm saying, it takes at least 3 months for you to see it, but just seeing, your results, to see progress. But it's like that with anything. What is that? They say it takes 21 days to build a habit.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to go through the stages, you got to go through the steps, you got to kick yourself in the butt and do it whether you want to do it or not. Just like yesterday, I had to fight to get out the door. I'm in the middle of training for a half marathon. I'm like, I don't want to go, like a little kid.
Yes.
I have my running gear on, but I'm just like, I don't want to go, and I'm kicking my butt out the door. But it was one of the best things you can do, because sometimes the best workout, whether it's a mental or physical, it's just getting up and doing it. It's the workout that you don't want to do that ultimately ends up being the best workout. I started feeling better after each mile. By the time I was feeling great, I was like back to my old sweaty, dripping sweat self after done. I was a little more energized. I felt better, and I was ready to move on with the rest of my day. It gave me the pick me up that I needed.
Well, that's awesome. Now, again, it's a 3-month program, because I keep harping back on this because I think it's kind of very important that people understand it. And each session is how long?
I try to go no more than an hour.
An hour?
Because I don't want people burnt out.
Right. Okay. Okay.
And so basically, it starts off with what I like to do is I like to talk to people, talk to them on the phone first to see if they're even a good fit. Because it's something you have to be a good fit for to do. And they might say it's not a good fit for them, but it's always important to have that call, because a lot of people call, they want help, but they don't know what or how.
Yes.
So, you have that. And then like it's a 3-month program, and you did the program. We do a consultation, and we go through all these steps to see where you are right now in the moment.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm finding a lot of people are just all over the place. That's why I like having the conversation first, because a lot comes out in conversation, not just what you put on. Because I can send you forms to fill out all the things I need from you, but that's only a very small fraction of you on a piece of paper. But getting you to write that on a piece of paper or filling in on an online form is okay. And now I can begin to see this picture, and then we're having our conversation.
Mm.
And a lot comes out in conversation that's not on that paper. And I like to just have a discussion.
Mm.
I don't like to probe like you're at a doctor's office. It's let me have a discussion. Let me learn a little about you. Tell me about you. And and being like I said, I have that background in mental health. It's kind
Yes.
of like I know how to get the responses, but they're your answers.
Yes. Wow. Wow.
And getting to talk to them, I go, oh wow, yeah, this program is for you, which turns out being most of the time because you find out that people really don't have anyone to talk to or
Yes.
that they feel safe talking to.
Mm.
And they're more open to talking to strangers
Huh.
than they are talking to family members or friends.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, so that helps out a lot. And then that's why I said it's if you're a person where you feel that's something for you, this is a program for you. It's just like I just like to talk to you first, see
Yes.
where you are in your thought process to see if you're really ready, if you're scared to try, maybe you just need that little boost. So I tell people be fully transparent when you talk to me. This is a no judge zone, no judgment zone. I'm not here to judge you. You're just sharing with me where you are right now, where you want to be. And then we can, go from there to see if the program's the right fit for you. And if it is, then come on into the Tone at Home Fitness family. You're welcome.
Own at home fitness family.
Yeah.
Now, the information that I share, is it confidential or are you going to tell everybody about my issues?
No, confidential. Confidential. I am the most tight-lipped person.
Really?
Even when I was on campus, people get mad at me because I don't do the water cooler gossip. It's like I said, nobody, always have something bad to say. I was like, I don't care because what people say about me behind my back is none of my business. I didn't come here to go gossip about other people.
Right.
You understand? Those are
Yes.
whatever your issues you're having, you need to
Yes.
discuss that with the person you're having the problem with and try to resolve it, whether you're a child or an adult. and go from there. So yeah, no, I had parents mad at me when I was working for the school district all the time. Well, because of my son or daughter, I was like, they're more than free to share with you. They're your child. They can talk to you about anything they want to, but I can't tell you what our conversation was.
Right.
Some parents get mad at me because I won't tell them what their child talked to me about. Well, no, because if I do, then now they don't trust me and they will never come and talk to me and I won't be able to help them.
Right.
So no, there is no information that gets out anywhere. If any of your information gets out is because you shared it.
Oh, okay.
Not because I shared it.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
okay.
I respect confidentiality. I'm a very private person. And other than what I may post on Facebook is the only public thing that I share, because usually I'm sharing about workouts and nutrition and things
Right.
like that, or I'm posting like motivational quotes, or I might post a joke, or something like that.
Yeah.
And, because what is social media is entertainment,
Right.
or you're utilizing it in some productive way for your business.
Yes.
So no, I don't share people's information. It's very quiet. Anything you give me stays with me.
Mhm.
And what makes people even feel safe, once they get to know me, they know I don't remember anything past 5 minutes. I have to write it down. If you're venting to me one day about something, I'm like, okay, I'll remember we talked. I'll remember the gist of the conversation. I know that you're hurting and you need help, and I'll know that, understand that, and we'll work through that. But when I say I don't remember anything past 5 minutes, you could say, oh, you have a meeting at 2:00. I'll hear you and I'll go, okay, come 2:00. Why aren't you at the meeting? I'll be like, what meeting?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to, let me go. So yeah, but no, I believe in privacy.
Yes.
Okay. I believe in everyone respecting each other, supporting each other, holding each other accountable, uplifting, no body shaming, no pointing fingers, no judging. It's a judgment-free zone. I want people to feel safe with sharing.
Right.
If they're not safe with sharing, they don't trust you to hold on to their most valuable information, their personal, private them.
Right. Right.
And I want them to feel safe and comfortable and want to know that they can open up to me or anyone in the group if they feel that they need to or that they have to.
And this program is open to men and women, correct?
Yes, men and women. I'm saying men, you are important too. For some reason, I think I have one male client. He's one of my distance runners because I coach distance runners as well. And I was like, why are the men? I'll see, I'll go look at the insights and it shows, versus male and female, how many people look viewed, engaged, and all that good stuff. And I'm like, I see them here, but I don't see them interacting.
Yes. It's a man thing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, look, I know I'm a woman, but that doesn't mean I can't train you. So
Most definitely, yes.
Yeah, but no, men are welcome. And I feel that a lot of times, well, I know many times, most times, men are ignored when it comes to mental health. And it's not just about men thinking that, no, I'm a man, I'm not supposed to cry, I'm not supposed to show my feminine side, I'm not supposed to do this. We have to work on getting rid of those negative, self-defeating statements, words, thoughts, and thinking, because it's okay to cry. It's okay not to feel good. It's okay not to be at your best. Even as a man, it does not take away from your manhood at all. If you know you need help, ask for help. Men are, that's why I feel they're ignored when it comes to mental health and other areas, because they always see themselves as having to be providers and be the protector, or some men are stuck in their head that most women, independent women don't think they need us, and I don't want to deal with a woman like that. And all those things are going on inside their heads, and what you think is what you become.
Yes.
And also how you think is how you behave. It's how you interact with others. It's not just, you're not just affecting yourself, you're affecting everyone around you. When you throw out negativity, you get negativity.
Yes.
So I just want all the men out there to know that there are those of us women out here that know you're hurting, and we know that you also need help. We also understand that sometimes, a lot of times, you're afraid to ask for that help because how you perceive people will look at you and think about you. But the thing is this, your perception is not reality.
Was not the real.
Your perception is not reality. It's just, I just want to know, don't feel bad about feeling bad. It's okay. Even for a man to feel bad and shut down. Okay, because you need help just like everybody else needs help. So whether it's you want to come off medication, if you have, and things people don't want to talk about, that have metabolic diseases and how it affects their sex life.
Yes.
Okay, men struggle with that a lot, and so do women, but men more so. Your medication could be the problem, but you have to take it because the doctor says you have to take it for ABC to solve XYZ. And that's why I'm doing my program, to help you come off that medication.
Nice.
So that you can have a thriving sex life, and energetic, just healthy overall life. Go on the vacations you want to go on. Go out there and date again and feel confident and strong in yourself. And that's what Build a Better You fitness and nutrition program is, because we talk about using food as medicine to heal, repair, and recover, and how you eat plays a part in your fitness. Yes. And also some of the foods that you eat affect your mood.
Yes.
And how some of the foods that you don't think are manufactured in the lab are. We continue to eat them because when we don't know, or two, we know we don't care. Like broccoli, yeah, I know, but I love broccoli.
Yes. Yes.
So, things like that. So we talk about all that stuff, and we talk, and it comes from a place of love and caring and concern. So that way you, like I said, you can feel safe. So I just want the men out there to know, come join Build a Better You fitness and nutrition program. You are more than welcome, because I'm about building communities. I'm about building a tribe. Okay, sometimes we just need a new tribe.
Yes, most definitely. Now, my final question, the program, two more questions. Is the program relatively affordable for the average person?
It is relatively affordable. So what people do need to understand is, this is not you going into the gym to Planet Fitness and paying $10 a month.
Right. Yes.
Where you get nothing but to walk in the door and use the equipment and see you later. Bye-bye.
Exactly.
Okay? So you have to realize with this, we're talking about a 3-month proven 10-step strategy to building a better you.
Right. 3 months.
Okay, that's why it's called Build a Better You, not Build a Better Coach.
Right.
You build a better, because we're hitting your social emotional pieces and when we're talking about stress and anxiety and chronic pain and depression and things like that, it might be coming from your workplace. It might be coming from a personal relationship, whether it's just a regular friendship or a marriage or dating. Stress and anxiety come from several different places. So we're going to be talking about all those things. Then we're going to be moving into talking about how using food and fitness, like I said, as a healing method. That food is not entertainment. It's not to be used for comfort, even though we know sometimes we got those sweets, and that's okay. So you're just learning that it's okay to be you and who you are, but there's always room for improvement that allows you to feel better. So you have to think of it that way, as well. And what I'm doing is since it's over a 3-month stretch, it's a flat rate. I'm not charging you hourly.
Right.
I'm not charging you weekly.
Yes.
Now, if you just say, hey, you know what, I just want some personal training, that's a whole different story.
Right.
But, for programs like this and like many others out there that may be similar or on a far different level than what I'm doing, you're going to pay. Okay. Sure. You're not going to, you'll still be able to pay your mortgage.
Right.
And I tell people this: what's more important to you? What's in your pocket or your health?
Health.
You got to put your health, make your health a priority. Exactly. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. And there's one thing about me: I'm very straightforward and blunt and honest. I tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And I'm saying that to preface this, to lean into this, is that if you're going to go out there and spend $3,000 on a purse or a couple $1,000s on a suit or $500 on a wallet, you can afford your health.
Almost definitely.
You can afford to improve your life. Yes. You can afford to extend your life another 5 or 10 years. Okay.
Yes.
And not have to be on medication to do it, or be able to work at getting off your medication. Okay. To when you're going into the doctor's office, the doctor's saying, oh, wow, you're doing great. What the heck are you doing? Because now we can take you off this medication.
Yes.
Okay. Now you don't have to come see me as often. Now you don't have to have this surgery. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't have to do this, in outpatient treatments every week. You're good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you have to look at it that way. Don't look at your pocketbook or sound like my grandmother, your pocketbook. Don't look at your pocketbook or your bank account. Look as your health as your wealth, because it is.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, if you can go out and then, if you're putting yourself in debt with a bunch of things you don't need, trying to look good in front of a lot of people that don't even like you, and you trying to impress them.
Exactly.
You can put that money towards your health and fitness.
Yes.
And then if you want have somebody look at something, they can look how good you look, because you're glowing inside and out, because you feel better about yourself. You love yourself. You're doing your self-care. You're eating well. You're exercising. You're minding your own business, and you're staying away from all the drama. Because we talk about that too. Trust me. And you're looking better. You're feeling better. You're living better. You have more energy to run around on the playground with your children, your grandchildren. You're going to be here on this earth.
Yeah.
Your kids graduate from high school, complete college, and start their own families. So you have to think of it that way.
Most definitely. That's awesome. You said so many great gems you dropped here, today. But how can my listeners and viewers find out more about you and your program, Theresa?
Okay, simply, I have my website, Tone at Home Fitness. They can go there. And Build a Better You Fitness and Nutrition program is not on there, because this is something that I just developed, a new program that I just created. But what is on there, they will find the personal training, the fitness and nutrition. If they just want to do nutrition, that's there as well. If they want to do both the personal training with the nutrition, they have that option. They have the option, if they're in the area, you know, for me to come to them or them to come to me, but they can look on that website. They also, and I'm on Instagram, Sporty Spice Wells. You won't find me under Theresa Wells, but I am on IG at Sporty Spice Wells. Okay. And I'm posting stuff every day. Like when we're later on today, I'll be posting a video that I've been trying to post for like 3 weeks. You know, sometimes you use platforms and they just don't work.
Yeah.
You try to do that automation and it's just not working.
Yes.
But the only reason I bring up that video and is because, and I'm on Facebook, Tone at Home Fitness.
Okay.
And it's not my personal Facebook. So if you go to my personal Facebook page, you're not going to see none of the fitness stuff on there or nothing we talked about today. But if you go onto Facebook and type in Tone at Home Fitness, and while you're there, go ahead and like the page. That way, when all these important videos and messages and things come up and programs and in events, you'll get the notification about it on there. So Tone at Home Fitness on Facebook or Sporty Spice Wells on Instagram.
Nice.
And then, like I said, I have my website, www.toneathomefitness.com. And I'm also on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn too. Nice.
Yes, I am on LinkedIn, and I am trying to learn how to use Clubhouse. But I'm trying not to spread myself thin because I have all these other platforms. But I'm trying to learn how to appropriately use Clubhouse. I didn't know anything about it till a couple months ago, and then last month or so, I set up a profile, but then I didn't do anything with it. But once I do get that going, I'll let everyone know.
Great. Sounds good. This has been wonderful, Theresa. And on behalf of my organization, Body Scope of New York, that's my nonprofit, and my 6 Weeks of Fitness podcast, I really want to thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me back. I really appreciate it. I had a good time then, and I had a good time today.
It's because you're great. It's really inspiring. And to my listeners and viewers, I truly hope this program was encouraging and informative, and that you will continue tuning in to our 6 Weeks of Fitness podcast. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for the show, please leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. You can also email me at vince@sixweeks.com. And don't forget, we don't stop exercising because we grow old. We grow old because we stop exercising. Right, Theresa?
You got it.